Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jefferson with What's Happening in Birmingham. Today I've got the honor and pleasure of being with Sheriff Mark Pettway. Thank you for coming on the podcast today, Sheriff.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Want to share some things with your audience, and we're glad to have this interview with you.
Great. As you know, been very busy. Jefferson County, largest county in the state. First kickoff, how you been doing?
I've been doing great. We've been busy right here in the Sheriff's office, making sure that our vision come to fruition.
Okay, so been in office, came in 2018. What were some of your goals and objectives?
Well, one of the first things we want to do is make sure we start the revolving door. We put things into place to rehab the individuals that were incarcerated right here at Jefferson County Jail to help give them an education, learn some skills and trades, and then employ them before they leave the county jail and make sure they stay in those jobs. Also, we wanted to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community. You will see me all the time in the community, talking to the people, interacting with them, building that trust up between law enforcement and the community, because we need to have a relationship, and that is something that we do each and every day right here in the Sheriff's office.
Okay, so you came in office 2 years in, COVID-19 hit in 2020. How did your office adjust with what you do? I mean, it's from a spectrum of, social distancing. It's kind of hard to do that with jails and then officers, and things like that. So how did you have to pivot and things like that?
We worked with the DA that's here, DA Danny Carr. We worked with the judges, and we made sure that we had a plan in place to separate those that were new coming into the jail, to make sure they didn't have to go into the jail. So what we did, we changed the bond amount. We allowed most of the new incomers to be able to sign their own selves out of jail. We had a booking station outside of the jail, so they would not enter into the jail. So that way, it would not contaminate the environment that we had inside the jail. So we protected our inmates by making sure that new incomers would not come inside the jail. Also, we had spraying going on to sanitize the jail. So we did a lot of things to protect the inmates at the jail, to make sure that they were safe, because we had limited space to quarantine, and there was nothing else that we could do besides use the limited space for quarantining. And we had other plans to keep people from coming in. Now,
I'm going to say, in the field, what type of, crime is nonstop. What types of crime did you all experience, or what you had to, the officers had to experience that was different now with COVID-19? Because at that point, let's go back to March 2020, everybody's pretty much presumably locked down and closed down. What type of cases were you all dealing with more?
Well, domestic violence did go up.
Okay.
It increased significantly. And we had a lot of domestic violence calls. Thank God that now that number has changed. It's gone down. We're getting back to life. Somewhat as normal. But domestic violence, it went through the roof. But we were able to deal with it, and we got through that now. And we're glad to see that those numbers are coming down. It was nothing that we saw that anyone did anything serious to anyone, but I think the tensions were flaring, their love was being tested, and they found out how much they really loved one another after being together for so long without being able to go out in the public. So their love was really tested.
Okay, I want to go back to crime prevention, because that's one of the things you said once you got in office. And I want to specifically talk about Crime Stoppers, missing persons, victims assistance, and mental health unit. So how have you kind of once you got in office, retooled those programs?
We are part of Crime Stoppers. We make sure that we use that as a tool to get information. That information helps us solve crimes. And we're glad to be on the board, and we're glad to work with Crime Stoppers, because there's very, very valuable information that we're getting from the community to help solve these crimes that's going on in those different communities. Now, as far as some of the other programs that we have more social workers coming on now.
Okay.
To help with mental health. I think COVID-19 brought about a mental health problem that we've had here. And we have inmates that's been suffering from some mental health issues. So we're bringing in social workers to help those inmates that have mental illnesses. Now, what's the other area you asked about?
The victims assistance.
The Victims Assistance Program is a unique program to help those who've been involved in some type of violent crimes, whether it's death or homicide or rape. They are there to help those individuals to go through court, help them if they have lost a loved one, to bring finances to them to help bury their loved ones. They do a lot, and that is a treasure that we have here. A lot of times it's not used like it should be used, but we're trying to put information out there to the public by sending out leaflets and telling them on the radio about what this Victims Assistance Program will do for them. And hopefully they will take advantage of it more and more in the future as we get more information out to the public about them.
Okay, I want to go back to, like you said, about the Crime Stoppers. Can you tell the audience how safe that is? Because a lot of times we live in this, culture now where, of course, it's, people say no snitching, and then if you do come forward and do information people worry about, they've been possibly harmed. Can you kind of speak on that with the Crime Stoppers program?
We're paying for information.
Okay.
And the individual that gives that information, we do not know who they are.
Okay.
They get a number, and they get a check assigned by that number.
Okay.
Never give a name.
Okay.
So we never know who they are. If that information pans out and it's good information, we love to help reward them for that information that we receive from them, because it helps us solve crimes. And we want them to know it's very reliable, and you can always call Crime Stoppers with a tip, and your tip pays off, we'll pay you off.
Oh, okay. So one thing I'll go back, you was big on, building relationships between law enforcement and the community. One of the programs I loved you had was Jobs, Not Jail. And then the Reentry, and then the Coffee with the Cop. But can you start off with the Jobs, Not Jail?
Jobs, Not Jail is a program that we take into the different communities.
Okay.
And when we first went into the community, there was an opportunity for us to partner with the Waffle House. The Waffle House was one of the vendors that was there offering jobs. They offered an individual a managerial job making over $65,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
And that person accepted the job, and they brag about it every time we go out. They love partnering with us because they get good candidates, and these candidates are placed in positions making great wages. So we go into the community. We also have clothing that we give away. We do a lot of things to help their self-esteem, because we want them to show up at work dressed for success. We want them to stay in those jobs, so we give them brand new suits, dresses, or whatever they need to help their self-esteem. We also will help them get their driver's license restored.
Okay, yeah, that's a big thing.
We know they need transportation to get to work. So we help them get their driver's license restored. But most of all, when we first started out, I had people come up to me and say, hey, we can't get those jobs that you're bringing here. I said, why? They said, because of our background. I said, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll help you get expungements. Have a team of lawyers that are helping these individuals get their expungements. So we're proud of the work that these lawyers are doing. We're proud of the individuals that are stepping up, that want to make the change.
Yeah. So I want to go now, and one thing I've noticed too is that you all have gotten very technological.
Yes.
That I've noticed, I downloaded a couple of days ago, the new Jefferson County Sheriff. Yeah, and tell me about that for a minute, because can you tell the audience a little bit about this app and how you all came?
If you don't have our app, whether you have an iPhone or Android, you need to go out there and download our app to your phone. It's a great way to communicate with us. If you need to find out someone's in jail, you can go to our app and find that out. If you need to get information about pistol permits, you can go to our app and download our app and get that information. If you want to know if there are classes that you can take about how to shoot and use your gun at our range, that's free, that we do all the time, you can go to our app and sign up for those classes. Also, if you want to give us a tip about something going on in your community, you can go to our app and remain anonymous, and you can hopefully get a reward for the information if it leads to a conviction.
So with the push notifications, do you get like all these different other features that comes up out of nowhere? Like, say, for instance, like Amber Alerts or...
Yes.
Okay.
If there's something going on at the school,
Uh-huh.
we'll send out an alert and it'll come directly to you, notifying you that there's something going on at the school in your area.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Renew for Reentry and the Coffee for a Cop. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Renew for Reentry is a program that we do inside the jail.
Okay.
Those individuals is coming into jail, that's in the jail incarcerated. We want to make sure that they get rehab while they're there. So we partnered with the Danner Project this year. The first time we started, we had Lawson State Community College along with the Danner Project to help out. We had 19 individuals that were in that program. They graduated. The judge came and gave them a little diploma.
Okay.
It was nice. The family members were there. They had a graduation in the courtroom, and they were placing jobs. And as they were placing jobs, they go before the judge, and the judge will release them. So now we started all over again. We had to shut it down because of COVID. But now that COVID is subsiding, now we are opening back up again to the program, working in full effect with the Danner Project. They're coming in, they're teaching, they're placing the individuals in the jobs, and they're monitoring to make sure that they stay in those jobs for up to a year.
Oh, wow.
So we're excited about that. These individuals are excited about the program. They want to be in these programs that we have here, Renew for Reentry, because it has all kind of jobs that they're offering. So we're meeting them and giving them the skills that they need to go out there to be productive citizens in society.
Okay, I like the Coffee with a Cop, with that concept.
It's a way to just sit down and chat with the public, and so they can get to see a different side of us. We share a cup of coffee, and they talk to us, tell us things that's going on in the community. They feel a lot more comfortable with us when we sit down and talk with them over a cup of coffee. And that's the way we want them to feel, that they can sit down and talk and share things with us. So it's opened up a door to where they feel comfortable with law enforcement to be able to share those things that we need to know to help improve their communities.
Okay, now I see on the website, I love that you were making this so much easier with the pistol permits. Is there anything other changes you would like to do? I know people have talked about doing like a lifetime permit that you have to purchase and things like that.
Now, that was a law that was supposed to come into effect this year about a lifetime permit. We were excited about it because it was going to give a lot of the elderly people opportunity to just to buy a permit and they have it for the rest of their life. They're changing things now to where they're fighting down in Montgomery saying that, hey, we don't want you to have a permit at all. But you have to have a permit if you go to other states. We don't want you to get in trouble somewhere else just because it's not a law here. Somewhere else, it is a law. And if you go somewhere like New York, you have to have a gun permit if you take your gun with you. If you don't, you will get locked up. So we want to be able to change the law and make it to where you can buy the permit if you want to. And if you're going out of state, you're definitely going to need that permit. But if you want to carry it here without a license, you need to carry it to where it's open and seen and visible. So that is the way things are changing here in the state of Alabama. We want to make sure that we keep up with the changes, but we need good change. We need good laws. We want to make sure that the law that they put forth this year is a law that's going to be beneficial for everybody.
Okay, and one thing I noticed, on the website, and I want to talk about this too, because we hear about this so much in the news, handgun safety. So many guns that accidentally, that maybe loved ones, specifically little kids, end up harming themselves, even killing themselves. I didn't know your department even offered.
Well, we do. We teach people how to shoot the gun. We teach people how to make it safe, put it away safely. And a lot of times we give away free locks. Okay. If you buy a gun, you're responsible for whatever happens with that gun. If someone get killed with a gun and while it's in your possession, you're responsible. If a little kid finds that gun and they do harm to somebody else, you are responsible. So we want to make sure that you're properly trained on how to secure that gun and put that gun away to where it will not do harm to anyone.
Okay, now, of course you're over, how many current officers currently right now within Jefferson County Sheriff's?
We have about 500 some officers here now.
Okay, and the footprint you all cover pretty much the countywide, and y'all kind of assist when local departments come in?
That's correct.
All right, so what, like, since coming in office, what are some things you've done to, like, recruit officers, retain them, train them? What are some programs that you kind of implemented and put in place?
Actually, we've gone out to the schools and talked to a lot of the young kids there, telling them some things that we have here at Jefferson County Sheriff's Office to try to attract them. I said, hey, if you're an animal lover, we got a canine unit here.
Okay.
If you like computers and fixing things, we got a computer forensic unit here.
Okay.
If you like solving things, solving crimes and puzzles, we got a criminal division right here. If you like meeting people and greeting people and talking to people, we got a patrol division here. We have something for everybody right here. And we think that we have a way to recruit those individuals by looking at what they like to do, bring them in to be a part of Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and say, hey, we have something for you right here. And we would love to have a group of individuals from 18 to 34 to just say, hey, this is where I want to have a career right here in law enforcement.
Yeah, I want you to make that pitch to them, because people hear so much in the news, you know, about, you know, especially the climate that we live in now, that was like, it's even worth it being an officer because, you know, I'm putting my life in danger, or if I do, you know, go out here, I might jeopardize my, you know, welfare.
Well, after we've had a protest, the group from 18 to 34 decided that they didn't want to become part of law enforcement. But we need you. We need people like you to come and patrol your neighborhood. Who can best patrol your neighborhood than you? So we need you to be in your neighborhood to make sure that everybody in your neighborhood is treated fairly and treated right. So we welcome you to come to be a part of the Sheriff's Office. If you like animals, like I said, we got a place for you here. Like computers, fixing things, we got a place for you here. If you like solving crimes, puzzles and stuff, we got a place for
I
you.
like that puzzles.
Yes. Putting things together, putting the whole picture together. But also, if you like interacting with people, we got a place for you here. So come and be a part of Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. We have a place for you here, and we want you here at Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
So, what challenges do you feel like your office face? You know, now we're coming out of COVID, you know, somewhere, or like people call it like an endemic. You know, COVID on top of, you know, like you said, the climate we're living in. What other challenges you all are facing?
Well, we're looking at replacing our fleet.
Okay.
We have not had new vehicles in the last 2 years because the manufacturers have not been producing vehicles. We need vehicles to be able to respond to calls, and we need the manufacturers to go back out and open up their plants and to make sure that we get our fleet replaced, replenished. So that is something that we're working toward right now, and hopefully we may even look at getting electric vehicles. That may be an option for us right now. We're used to gas vehicles, but now we may have to look at an alternative. If we don't have a vehicle, we can't respond, so we may have to look at an alternative right now. But that has been a big hurdle that we've had here lately that we've been trying to get over, and that's replacing our fleet with new vehicles.
Now, you know, one thing that just came in my head, I think, and I really want you to kind of state, because, you know, you're the sheriff and policy, you know, we hear a lot of things in the news about officers, you know, thing about the no-knock warrants. Where is your office policy when it comes to that?
We don't do no-knock warrants.
Okay.
That is it's not policy for us not to do that.
Okay.
So right now we are changing all our policy. We're looking to become accredited. So we have great policy that we're putting into place and changing old policy to make sure it's been updated to what's going on today. So we're looking to get accredited probably about another year or so. So we're looking over all the policy that we have right here in the Sheriff's Department to make sure that it meets the standard of today.
Okay, 2 last quick questions. In the office almost 4 years, what's the thing you most, you know, you always hang up for accomplishment? What's a couple things you're most proud of that you've made the biggest changes?
Well, everything I campaigned on, we have done it.
Okay.
But there are some things that we're working on right now. One of the biggest things we're working on is the Crisis Diversion Center.
Okay.
That is coming here. It should have been awarded here years ago. We're the largest county, as you keep saying.
Mm-hmm.
We should have had it right here. We deal more with people with mental issues, homelessness, and addictions right here. We're proud to say that we put together a team that were able to go before the legislatures to get all of them to agree to lobby Montgomery for us to bring the Crisis Diversion Center right here. And in April 2020, we will have a Crisis Diversion Center right here to help those with addictions, help those with mental health issues, help police officers get back to the beat faster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a big help, a huge help to everybody right here in Jefferson County, and we're looking forward to it. We're excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Anything keeps you up at night with this job?
No, I get good sleep, especially if you ask my wife. My wife said, time my head hits that pillow, I'm gone. But as long as I do the right thing, I can sleep good at night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything to worry about because I know that I've done the right thing. And as long as you do the right thing, it shouldn't be a problem with you being able to get good rest, good sleep at night.
All right, one thing I always like to do, I'm finna start doing this a lot in my final, when I interview people, is what are some of your hobbies? What's one thing people would not know about Sheriff Pettway? It's just, fun fact.
I play golf. I don't
Okay.
say I play golf. I have golf clubs.
Okay, good swing?
I can swing.
Okay.
But I have golf clubs, go out there just for the fun of it. I would love to get better at the game. I'll play with a lot of people that are competitive, and my game is not there yet, but we do consider that as a hobby, something that we're trying to get better at doing.
All right, well, Sheriff, thank you for coming on today. We're going to come bring you back in the future, talk a little more. I want to thank you for the great job you have done, since you got in office, especially challenges that, you and every officer every day that put on that badge, go out to work. You're not promised to come back home, but you all, lay it on the line. So I want to personally thank you all for, securing the citizens of Jefferson County, continuing, and don't even look for a thank you. This is something you do.
Absolutely. Thank you. It always feels good to be appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that you recognize what we do each and every day. We put the uniform on, and we'll be glad to sit back down and do another interview later on to talk about some of the other accomplishments, some of the other things that we're working on right now. Okay.
Anywhere they can reach you?
Yes. You can reach me by email here at Jefferson County Sheriff's Office at pettwaym@jccal.org, or you can call at 205-325-5705. Looking forward to hearing from you.
All right, well, Sheriff Pettway, thank you again. Thank you all for watching this podcast. Please check out what'shappenedbirmingham.com for more interviews. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you all know I'm on Apple Podcasts. Thank you all again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.